We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Jeff Wood, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, want to do the roll call
Sure. Harold Gordon,
Here.
Jeff Cooley,
Here.
Scott Kiefaber,
here.
Sharon McQueen,
Here.
Van Lashwa,
Here.
Ann Kirshner.
Here.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the new business for tonight's special session. Talk about ordinance number 2275 regarding the pool rates. When was the last time pool rates were changed? I guess that's my first question.
My research with, I asked Mike Bottomley too, and he says he thinks that these are the rates back from 2006 when the pool was renovated.
Okay. And currently they are $2 to get in for kids and
3 to 17, we charge $2. 18 and over, we charge $3. And then 0 to 2 is free.
And you went out and surveyed some other pools in the area, find out where we are in relation to them.
We did. We took a look at Richmond, Rushville, Eaton, Ohio, Houston Woods, and Oxford, Ohio. And that is that new water park in Oxford. So I was requesting to raise our rates on the 3 to 17-year-olds to $4 and 18 and up to $6, which would put us similar to those other places. It would put us right the same as Richmond, right the same as Eaton, Ohio, still a little bit less than Oxford, who charges $5 and $8. And still pretty close to Rushville, because it looks like they charge 0 and up, where we have 0 to 2-year-olds as free. And Houston Woods is more expensive than anybody.
It's a resort, though. It's basically a resort,
Yeah.
so it's very different. I have real issues with this, because I did the math, and a family, a mother and 2 children, now would take $7 to go to the pool for a day, and now under this program it would be $14. And if you extrapolate that out, if they went 5 days a week, that's $70 a week for the pool. We have a lot of people that use that pool that don't make $14 an hour. And I understand the need perhaps to increase it, but this is ostensibly doubling the price of a family, and I'm very concerned that we might price ourselves out of our clientele by raising it this extensively. Because we want it for somebody that can use it, and a lot of the people that use the park pool do not necessarily have that kind of means. Ideally, they could buy a pass, but I think my experience working with the school corporation with people that have to pay a lump sum, sometimes they just cannot do that. And it'd be a hardship, because a family of 4 pass for $150 doesn't sound like much, but it is to a lot of the people that use the pool. Now, I understand the need for more revenue. Maybe we could do something like having a daily family pass that's a little bit discounted, using the same criteria. It would mean a little bit more work. But the fact of doubling $14 a day to visit the park pool for a mom and 2 kids just seems to be a little out of the financial situation that most of the people in Connersville who use the pool are in right now.
Did the pool lose money last year or anything?
Yeah, I think the pool loses money every single year. Especially last year, we had $7,000 in replacing the filter alone. So it's really not about
No, isn't.
This isn't gonna make up.
raking money
No,
in.
it's not gonna make.
It's about, I just spent $7,000 today ordering chemicals for the year. So, and that's just the chlorine tabs, not the acid. So.
So how did you arrive at those rates, the $4 and the $6?
I just looked at where we could be on par with these other communities, so we can even cross Houston Woods off the chart there if that's not
Well,
a comparable one. But
Richmond has other pools other than their park pool, though. They have pools at privately owned situations where,
well, this is their park pool.
this
isn't
is
a private
their,
pool.
but what I'm saying is they have I'm just concerned about our clientele.
Well, I know people are paying. The mother of 2 children is paying $18 to go over to Oxford, and paying the same amount to go to Richmond, where
But this isn't Oxford and this isn't Richmond.
I don't know that our socioeconomics are that different than Richmond, though.
When we have a school corporation that has two schools in the city of Connersville that have over a 90% free or reduced price lunch, I
What
think,
is Richmond's free or reduced?
I'm not sure I don't know what their things are. But how many people do they actually get there? That would be the thing. How much of that population do they reach? We reach a great deal of that population here. If I take my grandkids to the park pool, I see who's there. I know them from other circumstances, some of the families. To me, that would be just pricing them out of existence.
Well, the thing you gotta remember too, Ann, is, we can't set the rate. This is gonna have to go before the Board of Works and the council to
That's before
set the
city
rates.
council.
Well, the Board of Works has to approve it and then forward it on to the city council. So a lot of this talk will come up in those meetings.
What I'm asking for tonight is your permission to move forward with this to city council.
So you're not going to the Board of Works?
I was told I just had to go from here to city council because it's an ordinance that would have to be changed.
Well, that's true.
I
But
think Nate
usually,
had a question.
the Board of Works reads it and recommends it to go to the city council. Usually.
I'll check.
Okay.
Maybe I'm
Do
not
you
right on
have a
that.
question?
Yeah, do we have stats on the number of people in each of the categories that come to the pool? In,
Like income rates?
no, just 15, 12, what,
Oh, no.
in
I
this?
mean, we know how many people bought.
Yeah, that's probably family passes. Individual entrances and,
No, I just have attendance. I have attendance and then pool passes and parties.
well, I was wondering if we worked the
Now, we
numbers.
do keep that in the pool house. I could go and look that stuff up.
If we
but-
could find the numbers and say, well, my budget's, something less, and without saying, we need to raise it $3 or $4, whatever it is. But I was thinking, has been a long time since the rates have been raised, and you have improved the pool a whole lot. And it's really, it's something we have to consider, but on the other hand, it might be good just to do it incrementally, maybe. Maybe say 50 cents or $1 this time for that, and, something else. And next year we look at it again and see how it fits with the budget and what our attendance was and whether attendance was cut or increased or whatever. But
Well, I guess when I started thinking about this, first I listened to the pool managers and the staff at the pool. And then I listened, another part of our evening tonight is discussing wages, and I listened to their stories about how much they're paid, to work. I guess when I went into this, I wasn't really thinking of it from a perspective of let's raise the admission rates to balance out how much we're spending. That wasn't really where I was going with it. I guess I was just a little bit simpler. I just looked at everywhere else is charging this much. I know people are driving to Oxford to go to that new pool, and they have no problem paying this much money to get in. They're going to Eaton. They're going, they're driving out of town, so that's expense on top of that.
But they won't be the ones that'll be using the park.
So I guess my approach was I was just trying to keep us on par with other communities. We have just as nice, if not nicer, of a facility, not only to provide, but to maintain and improve. So I guess that's just where I came from, and I thought, to me, it doesn't make a lot of, I guess, just basic business sense to charge half what everybody else around you is charging.
How does our pool compare to like Rushville's pool compares to Richmond's pool? I haven't been to those. I don't know what they.
Richmond's pool, and I don't want to, say anything bad about anybody
Right.
else's facilities, but Richmond's pool, they're like our giant red and yellow slide. They have the one slide, and it has not been operational for 2 years. They are installing a new one this summer, and our pool is much bigger than Rushville's. Maybe if I get to council, I'll bring photos. That would be a good idea to
What-
show the differences.
I would be really interested to see to piggyback on what Vane was saying, how many of our people there that use the pool all the time, how many of them are actually daily admissions, and how many of them are using the pass? Because we do that at school with the people that have all sports tickets. We keep track of, this is an all sports ticket, this is how much is, because I think that would need to influence what we do, because the people that are driving to Oxford and want that huge facility probably are not going to be the ones that are going to use our park pool as much.
No,
I don't
Because
think their facility is any bigger than ours.
it's
laid
not
out
about,
a little
it's
bit
about
differently.
convenience, it's about a lot of things.
But we already charge less than they do.
Yeah.
So why would you drive to Oxford unless you're gonna go to the restaurant or do? visit?
Or want a different kind of experience.
I said Oxford.
You said did you have the number of park passes that were paid out?
I
That
have
block?
the dollar amount.
Okay.
Could
Maybe
you-
we could do the math reverse.
Maybe if you went up $1 on each one, and like he said, ease
So-
into it.
So what was
Well,
it
but they're different prices. We sold $36.90 in pool passes last year.
I would be
115.
really interested if there's any statistics on the breakdowns, how many of them were child passes, how many were adults, and how many of them were family passes.
And yeah, because some of that too is when we have them on sale and then they sell cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, you can't just divide it,
No,
no. And it equals this many.
Well, because wasn't it a $5 or $10 discount if you bought it before a?
Yeah, I think it's like 15% off. We were gonna do that next month and have them on sale.
Well,
That's good.
that's a good thing.
But, I was thinking just if somehow we could ease into it, it just seems like, 2004, 6, whenever it was, that's a long time ago. And basically.
And I don't know if these other places are gonna raise this summer either. They very well could.
Well,
But yeah,
Well, and our community pays taxes and this is part of the city facility. I mean, we're gonna upgrade, I hope, we're gonna go with Second Street Park and things like that are gonna come along. We are improving the community, and one of the things that the draws of the park, I think, are, a big one is the swimming facility and the fair and all that sort of thing, but still, I don't know, I'm yakking.
we
too
have to
much.
find some kind of a balance between, providing these high quality facilities that people want, and also charging a fair price for that
Yeah.
facility.
Well, considering 2006, okay, it was $2. Okay, it was raised to $2. How much? What I would like to know at that point, how much did we lose? How much of the population stopped going? Because that was a big jump then. Okay, in 2006, $2.
Yeah.
So did our pool numbers all of a sudden decrease? For what I see,
I
I'd
don't
say
know
no.
if it's ever. I don't know if it was lower than that before.
Okay,
Well, we didn't have a pool for years. There was no pool in the park for years, and I
When they
think,
were renovating.
yeah, and that took quite a while to do. And there's no denying that we have a very, very nice facility, okay? But it is a facility that's designed, a lot of the kids that go to the park pool walk to the park pool. There's a lot of cars there, but at the times when the kids are coming in and exiting, there are lots of children that walk because they live in the general park area. And those are not high-income areas.
When's the pool bond gonna be paid off?
I believe 2022, but that I don't think has carrying on admission.
I think,
You'd have to double
wouldn't we,
check.
wouldn't we all agree that we probably need to raise the rates?
Yes.
Okay, so now we just need to think, do we want to double it, or do you want to go a little bit more? I mean, we're all in agreement that it
Oh,
is
yeah.
too, that's a long, okay.
I
So
think we need to raise it some.
I think we do too, but I'm not certain that I would want to double it. I do think that it probably would not have a good effect on the community. So,
Okay.
and you know, we're not, like I think it was Ames or Bain said, it's not to make money, but I certainly understand that we need to try and come as close as we can.
Meet the
So-
budget.
Yeah, so what other things could we do besides double it? I mean, I like Bain's idea about, incrementally. Is that something that we'd think about, or we have to do this tonight, or are you on a time crunch?
Because I need to get some type of recommendation tonight so I can get to
Okay.
city council in enough time to do this, because people are gonna wanna start buying these things,
Okay.
because we're
Yeah.
already at March.
Well, but this is just general daily admission, right? We're not gonna do anything with the family passes and the.
Yeah, I had
Because
laid that out
included
here.
everything.
Yeah, adult passes are
Adult passes.
$65.
yeah.
That's
Senior.
that's raised from.
This is what I was proposing.
Whereas adult passes
Pool
were
parties would
50,
remain the
Oh,
same.
okay. I'm sorry.
kids passes were 50,
Back of that.
or were 40 go to 50,
My computer.
50 to 65,
Okay,
and family
I got
pass
you.
up to
I see,
150.
Okay.
Family pass was 125 last year, Scott?
It says 115.
115.
See, it's
I
$4,
can't remember, I knew I bought one.
$6.
115 for a family of 4.
Yeah.
So
So,
what is it now?
well, that being said, why don't we
150.
do the incremental, recommend the incremental, go up to 3. 18 and up, go up to 4. That kind of eases it in and put it on the docket to recommend that next year we reevaluate this again before it opens and see if we can go up again.
And what about the family?
And also
package?
keep better data if we, and I realize that's a lot to ask, but daily, how many daily passes are sold? How many daily passes are sold? How many adult? How many,
Yeah, all those numbers are in the pool. They have all that.
they have all that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all,
it's just-
yeah.
They tally mark it. as
Yeah,
it comes
okay.
in. It's
Because I
broken
think that
down.
would be a very valuable tool for us to see how that, the demographics of who's using the pool.
But that's just gonna show us whether you're using a pass or whether you're paying cash.
Yeah.
That's all
Show
it's
you
gonna show.
demographic.
It's not gonna show you a demographic of actually who's using the pool, so.
That's a pretty big jump.
What was seniors? I don't see here where.
That's what we wanted to actually add, because we don't have a senior rate, and we wanted to add a senior rate of $4, which would have been equal to the suggested 3 to 17 rate. We don't currently offer a senior rate.
Shame. The seniors that come to the pool come with their grandchildren, and, yeah, and I don't know that we minded paying the full 18 and up rate. It's kinda cool to be in that category, so. I don't know if putting in that new senior rate would be of much impact or not, but.
Well, all the seniors don't even, they just go in and watch the kids.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Or sit at the table and get a tan. I mean,
Mhm.
that's-
Mhm.
What
They
do you
just-
think, Sharon? You wanna say anything?
Well, I think the senior rate's a good thing too, in case you do ever start that early morning classes before the rest of
Those
the
would be free though.
Oh, okay.
Well, for the aerobics, that would be free.
So what-
Not, now you'd have to leave when the class was over. You couldn't stay for free for the whole day, but.
I think if you went up $1 instead of the $2, instead of doubling it, it wouldn't be such a shock.
Sure.
you know.
And I think we could do that. I would like to see us reevaluate this annually because
I
I
agree.
don't think it comes up because it's kind of a little bit of a touchy subject whenever you raise a rate. Um, but I do think we have to look at it. And again, it's not to say we're trying to make money on the pool because we're certainly nowhere near that.
That should, ought to be explicit in
But we
the
can't,
public
we can't
relations.
continue to just
Right.
not address it because there will come a time when our slide breaks. And there will come a time when our filter breaks down again. And those are not things you can just go out and get a grant for.
When is the community engagement coordinator going to be added to, if it's approved, of course? When is that role going to be added to the park board? Or the
The
park?
day after the city council meeting.
Well, that's one of the things that that coordinator should be doing. I mean, there's a whole, this is an amazing list of things to do. But it's, that's one of the things, to tell the people, say, look, we've got to raise it because we need to match the
We
budget.
need to tell our story.
And, yeah, exactly.
We have to tell our story better because when people talk to us on Facebook and they see that little park logo, that's me or Erica talking to you. We're people, so we try to be as transparent as we can be. Sometimes the questions or comments that get put on Facebook aren't something that you can just rattle off an answer to. It's easier, like, call me, call me or come in, talk to me about this. But yeah, that is a big part of the marketing that I would like to do is telling, not just showing the public what we have to offer, but telling the reasons why we do some of the things that we do.
One of the things when I've been there, I've been disappointed at the number of people that are there. It seems like here, this beautiful day, and there's 12 people
At
in
the
the big
pool?
pool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going down the slide, and there ought to be 12 kids going instead.
That's why.
You go down the slide too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We're
good.
gonna have to come get some pictures of that.
So,
yeah,
so
I
you're
think
saying on age 3 to 17 would be $3,
Yeah. Think we,
and ages 18 and up would be $4.
Yeah.
and I think the senior rate
Maybe
should be,
3.
you think 3? I was thinking 4.
Oh, I was.
4 is fine.
Yeah.
Fours.
Well, we were trying to give the seniors a break.
Yeah, that's what I
That
was,
the
we're trying to
point.
get the
Oh,
senior,
right.
so we get the senior rate is the same as the
Is the
kids.
child.
kids.
Yeah.
That'll make me feel good in 2 years.
I've been there for,
So $3 for a senior.
Well, I do know though, there's people that go up there that are seniors.
And that's
I was
55
thinking go
plus.
5. From, and I was thinking on the child's pass, go up 5, go from 40 to 45. I
Hold
think
on a
that's
second.
too big of a jump.
So 45 for a child pass.
Yeah. Adult pass, go from 50 to 55.
I'm gonna write it over here because it makes more
yeah,
sense.
that's a good idea.
So, and then you said adult pass what?
I think 55.
55. And then what about a family pass?
My thoughts on that would go to 130 because it's 115 now. Go to 130
Right.
Sounds
and
good.
keep the $15 for the extra.
Extra person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
I mean, so what, we got 3, 4, 3, 45, 55, 130, and 15.
So then we had, and then pool parties we were not gonna change, swim lessons we were not going to change. But then there is a rate in the ordinance for groups of 20 or more, and that is meant to give people who book that large of a group a little bit of a break. So they were going to charge. The ordinance says 3 to 17-year-olds would be $1.50. So would that go to $2.50 then? And then 18 and older would go from 2 to 3. And that would still leave it $1 less than the new.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Is that okay?
I think
Yeah.
that's- Yeah.
so-
There's all kinds of rates in there.
Sure.
I'm glad to see that the rental rate, that's used, the pool is rented, I know, a great deal by groups.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Yeah, we really rely on those pool parties to bring in
Another thing
a
I'd be
little bit of
interested in too
money.
is what the concessions bring in.
And that is something, and again, I don't know all the ins and outs of the concession budget, but from what I understand, the income from the concessions is not separated out. So I don't know how much money we make just at the pool.
Cause isn't that lumped in with
It-
what's going
It's
on at the
just-
softball
it's just-
fields and
Well, no, it's
But-
put into the general fund.
it is?
They
Okay.
do a report at the end of every day, I think, about what they took in, don't they?
For concessions?
Yeah, at the pool.
We do for admissions.
I'm pretty sure they do.
They run a tally.
They
of
run
what
tally.
they sold.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's something we really need to know is how much taken in at a concession. We need to know
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I do have that here. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't explain that correctly. What I don't know, or what I would have to go and see if we could find out, is how much we spent on the concessions
how much
just
the-
for the pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
the profit loss there.
Yeah.
So we made 31.5 basically, but I don't know if we spent 30,000. I don't know if we spent
Right.
5. You know, just
Yeah,
at the
that
pool. So that's something I
The
have to
concessions
find out.
does pretty good at the pool, really, if you think about it.
And that's something maybe we should look at next year too.
I
Is
agree.
the
Right, yeah.
menu prices
Sure.
because they are very very low.
They are.
Yeah.
One-
Can you
one-
go ahead and do that and keep
I
that?
can ask Rosemary, yeah, on that
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
one
But I
other-
think that's a fair, and then as long as we all agree that this is something we need to,
Needs to be on the docket.
and we
yearly.
probably need to look at it like January.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Look at it a little bit sooner.
I have one more suggestion. Every time I've been at the pool, it's been, the cement is really hot in front of the concession stand.
Yeah, you
We
had
need
mentioned that we needed to spray that down.
Or put an AstroTurf on it or something, I don't know what.
Yeah.
But you
They
just,
they have AstroTurf at
just so
that
you can
Oxford
stand there
pool,
for
and
5
it's
minutes,
like
you know.
1,000 degrees. It's extremely hot.
yeah, well, whatever it takes.
I guess if you just let water run down, it might be all right. I don't know.
When it gets hot, I do know they go out and spray in front of it,
You know, but it's,
but it dries
Well,
up really
when you're
quick.
walking from the splash pad over to
Mm-hmm.
over to the concession area,
Yeah.
you move very quickly because
Yeah.
the splash pad is very nice and it gets much hotter as we go along.
Okay, so, I just need a motion to accept the proposed rates that we've, given her so far for
I'll
on
make
this.
that motion.
Anybody got a second?
second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right. Motion, motion passes. Okay, did you get all those then? Catherine?
Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
think.
Very good. All right, let's move on to second ordinance, 6613, regarding employee salaries.
So I gave you guys as much information as I possibly could about the changes to the salary I'd like to make. So if you look at the page that has the ordinance on it, it might be the easiest one just to see in general what all I want to change. And this is what I would need the motion on to move forward. This and then changing the union contract, which is the next page after that.
Yeah, I was talking to Scott before we had the meeting, and this is a contractual thing right here on the raising the pay. And so this is something that, I mean, this here part, oh, that's it, no, this part back here, all right. This could be done by the council also, you know. It don't have to go to contractual.
Neither does the other. I talked to Chris Geis, and he said that the wage is up to the city and the department.
So, you,
And Chris Geis is the union rep.
okay, so it doesn't have to go before the union then?
No, it does not.
Really?
Not what I want to do.
In this printout, it says also that the second class will become first class on January 1st, 1987. I wonder if...
Where?
He's over on union contract already.
Oh, is that in the union contract?
Yes. I'm sorry, I thought you were...
This is the ordinance we're talking about. right?
Yeah.
And then the EFLC.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what all, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And the 2017 is at the heading too.
Yeah, on the union part, I want, where it says part-time help, $9 per hour, I would just like to add some type of language under that that says, you know, $9 per hour for the first year or a new hire, and then if they are a returning hire, they would increase to $10 per hour.
Give them some incentive to do.
To come back,
To come
yeah.
back, yeah.
And did you do any comparison on these?
No, I did not.
Okay.
And it's not a big jump, it's like $1.
Mhm.
And so this year we would have 3 people who would qualify for that returning higher rate. But what I did with my budget spreadsheet that I gave you was, in my proposed 2020 column, so the maintenance staff is paid out of other employees. And so the 157.3 that I was proposing, that would actually cover all the staff to go up to the $10. So we wouldn't have to change this when we have 4 returning or 5 returning.
Gotcha.
So ideally, I'd love to find 8 guys that would work every summer. You know, I know that's probably a pipe dream, but that would be built in. So we wouldn't have to be changing this every single year. So really, I should have some decent padding in that number. You know, should my math be totally bananas this year, and, you know, we need the money for something else.
How do you empty 995 trash containers a day?
Does it say that on there?
That's,
Oh, that's for the trash truck operator.
well, that's still,
Yeah, that's
do it.
the street department.
oh, for the whole
See, our-
city.
Yeah, see, we have the same union contract as the street department, but the park just has a
Yeah.
section in there. And this is just the one page of that I pulled out, because I didn't figure you'd want to read the whole
This
thing.
one, the proposed changes to UFC.
Yeah, because this is the page that would change with your recommendation tonight.
Just down here at the
Okay.
bottom.
Right, it would
Okay.
we would just add this to the part-time help.
Okay.
Because that's 100 an hour.
And the urgency, the reason I guess I should back up, the reason I wanted to call the special session tonight is because we are getting ready to hire, and I have to tell people how much they're gonna get paid. So that's the reason for the special session, because I was just able to get in with the mayor. He has seen all of these salary changes. He said, "Are you within your budget?" I said, "Yes, I am," and he said, "Take it on then," so.
That's what's important.
Well, I think we have to raise things to become competitive at all. To try to keep people.
You know, these are, all your figures, as far as I'm concerned, are very reasonable. That's-
Yeah. And as per things in the school corporation, you cannot get people to work for $7.25 an hour anymore.
Well, not when you can go to McDonald's and make 10 or 9, so.
I know. I know.
Okay, anybody have any other questions on, ordinance 6613? Everybody okay with what she's proposing to move them to?
I will take all of this on to city council then.
Yeah, I see no issues. Anybody have it? Yeah, I need a motion to accept the 6613.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I have
I'll second it.
a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. Okay, motion passes. Okay, now we move on to union contract update, and that's just
That's
the-
what we just talked about.
That's, we just
So-
talked about that real quick,
$9
about,
an hour.
yes, changing first year to 9 and second year 10.
10.
I'll make
For
that
Richard.
motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of changing that? Say
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Oh, never mind. I vote aye, yes.
Okay. Okay, he's on the first half.
Okay.
Motion passed.
Hey,
Okay.
one thing I was gonna suggest, Scott, the union contract for the park and the street department is up this year. And we talked about,
Having
I
somebody-
think we need a representative from the park board to be on that, just for the fact that we've left it out in the past and like with Brackney,
Bracky?
yeah. And when he goes, the job's done.
I spoke to Chris about that
And-
just a couple weeks ago when I talked to him about this other change. And he said, because I said, well, so you guys know there's a clause in the union contract that says, should Bracky not come back to work for whatever reason, we would no longer be able to hire another full-time, part-time position. So basically, Bracky makes the same wage as the full-time guys, but he works part-time. And I asked Chris about that, and he said that he did not think that would be, because I said, well, what if Bracky just decides to quit today? The way this reads, it says I'm kind of stuck. And he said, I don't think it would be any kind of a problem. But yeah, we do need to get that taken out, or changed in some way.
Okay.
Bracky, don't quit if you're watching.
I saw
So,
him today, he looked pretty, Simon Kroger's today, he was looking pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
So, tonight I needed your approval for the things on the front page here. And so I think I have your approval for everything except letter F, which was to make the pay increase for the recreation director and secretary retroactive to the beginning of the year.
And was the coordinator too,
Mhm.
to hire the coordinator? Wasn't that his third thing?
Well, that was part of my changes on the ordinance. I don't know if you guys want to go through those, because when you approve the changes to this, I mean, I take that as you're okay with everything on this page, including adding that position in.
Yes.
You guys,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Is that a full-time or a part-time?
It would be part-time. It would be March to October. So we got a grant back in I think it was 2018, to put the community garden in at Office Park. And that grant was to pay the salary of a coordinator for a year. And then when I started last year in 2019, that grant was done, and me coming in May, nothing had been done at the garden, and by then it was way too late to try to do anything garden-wise. But if we are going to offer that service, we need somebody to run it. And that person has to be there to get the beds up and going. They have to rent the beds to the community. They need to run programming out of those beds, so like involving summer camp, and we used to have Centerstone come over. So, and then in the fall, clean the beds out. So it would be, the way I have it, the salary I was thinking it would pay for the 8 months at a max of 160 hours. So you could work 20 hours a month, or if you needed to work 5 hours in March and 20 hours in July, I mean, you would balance it however you needed. So, but if we don't have that built in, who's going to run those gardens? It's going to be kind of up in the air every single year.
No, I'm okay. That should be something that we have control of, so.
Because we have that shed and
Mhm.
everything there, so it's kind of like, why is that sitting there, not being used?
Okay, we'll choose it.
Would this be a position that would be advertised for?
Yeah, we could. I had somebody in mind, but yeah.
Well, I just was wondering because it might be if we have, there's a lot of people in Connersville that are avid gardeners.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking the ladies that do the garden club and things like that, that they might be interested in being involved.
Probably not.
Probably
Getting
not.
where they can't do a whole lot.
Maybe the coordinator could invite them to.
Coordinator could invite them to.
Oh, that'd be a good
To-
collaboration,
to-
yeah.
There's still a couple of them working. Not
And we
much.
have a whole,
Can't do much anymore.
from the previous grant, we have a whole curriculum that can be taught along with the garden, and it can really be as wonderful as a person would put the time into it. So it could really take off.
But that would be great if we could find the right person to coordinate that and is
Mhm.
passionate about that.
Mm-hmm.
On the Oasis, we had a lady with the name of Carrie Lewis, and she got a lot of people involved in that with kids and all that. They was over there watering and everything, so.
That's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Is it Carrie?
Carrie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, she runs Summer Discovery anyway. doesn't
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and that's a good fit, because you could put
Yeah.
we could put the kids to work and,
Well, and Carrie, she
Yeah.
always goes like above and beyond.
She does.
So
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
great.
you give her the idea, and she will
Run with
do
it.
it 10 times.
Yeah.
So it's really great.
but that would seem to be a really good fit with dovetailing with Summer Discovery.
Hmm. So I think I need a motion though on the retroactive wages.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, need a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor of the retroactive wages, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passes. Okay.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate your support, and I think the staff at the park will really appreciate your support and know that this board is behind them, showing up every day and working. So thank you.
Thank you for doing all that research.
Yeah, we appreciate
Oh, I was
that.
gonna, I can't ask about it. This meeting was called for this, never mind.
You can't ask about anything
ask
except what's
anything
on the agenda.
Okay.
Sorry.
No public forum.
Yep, nope.
I guess I could go out there and set you.
Yeah.
Do public forum.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think we do have to do public
I'll make a
forum.
motion for adjourn.
Do we have to do public? There's somebody here.
Nobody here?
I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, meeting adjourned.